Welcome to Who Dat Wednesday, which is a music-based production where we sit down with some of the best local and international musical talents, as well as celebrate authentic African music creatives, entrepreneurs, and executives. I'm your fave, Shawty, and today I'm so excited to have you as we dive into the career and celebrate one of the legends in our industry. He has been hailed by radio giants such as DJ Spoo as one of the finest jocks of our generation. Welcome to Who Dat Wednesday, DJ Sabby. DJ Sabby, so how does it feel to be on the other side of the couch today?
It's always weird, but it's always exciting, you know?
Yeah, having someone else drive the show.
Yeah, you know, because I can literally pick up where the question is going, how it's going to end.
Oh, so you know how it goes.
Yeah.
But, I'm not that predictable, so...
We'll see.
We'll see how it goes.
So when it starts, I'm like, okay, woo, she's going for the moon. Oh, okay, this one's going to be a simple one. So, yeah.
Okay, so over the past few years, you've been making some groundbreaking changes in the industry. You've received some international recognition. And we're going to get more into that later in the show, but I kind of want us to go back. Where did you say you were from?
I'm from Emandeni. It's a small township in KZN. Yeah, that's my township. That's where I come from. We're not famous for much. We don't have a beach. We don't have an ocean. We have a plaza. We don't have a mall. But now we have a mall.
I don't think I've even heard of that place before, but I could tell it was from KZN.
Yeah, like what's close to us is Shaga's Tombstone, which is out of Stenga. Mm-hmm. So that's the closest. So if you go see Shaga's Tombstone, just drive past, see us. We got one of the biggest Sabby factories, so I guess that could be it.
That could count for something.
Yeah.
Okay, so kind of looking back when you were in KZN, young Sabelo, so when was the moment that you knew you'd be counted among the stars? Because like what was... Because you are now, like you have international recognition. Yeah. You basically host the best drive show.
Yeah.
So you have a lot under your belt right now. So you're counted amongst the stars.
Thank you.
So when was that moment when you realized that this is what you're going to get into?
I was 14 years of age, 2004, Love Life Radio Wise program came through in my township. So the Love Life Center at large, like it was a new space that came through with different offerings. You know, as kids in the township, we only, like you if you went to the rich schools, you knew about rugby and other codes of sports. But if you went to the township, it was soccer or nothing
That's
else.
all it was.
And then when the Love Life came through, they had basketball, they had volleyball, they had netball, they had chess. It was like, whoa, man.
What is this?
It was just, and they had a purple color. So my community, like there was not a lot of bright colors. You know, even the schools around, like everyone just had all these plain colors that were not loud. But that whole institution just came through with a totally different energy and ambience. They came through with the Radio Wise program, joined that program. We got a 31-day broadcasting license from ICASA, 50K radius. Now we're talking to people out in Ngoma, Ulundi.
So at this point, were you always interested in getting into radio? Or was it like, this opportunity's here, let me see what's up?
Nah. It sucks because it's a cliche. It literally came to me, you know. I used to be the guy on the basketball courts that used to diss the dudes as they play basketball. Like that layup was whack, that shot was basic, that was a fluke. And Ufuti Sbia was a program manager at the time. Said, hey, Vanna, I was come say this on the air, do this commentary on the air. And the concept for me was stupid. You go into this room and you talk on the microphone and you play some songs in between and people are going to be happy.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, cool, let's give it a shot. And literally, that's just how everything played out. And fast forward to now where we are where we are at.
So the cards were kind of aligned for you already?
I'll say so, but because I've always been aware that your breakthrough point will never be what you think it will be. So I decided to make the decision to study radio production. So that's how I came to Johannesburg, to radio production in the MISA. Because when you hustle, you might not get what you want, but the whole point is to get into the space.
Yes.
So to get into this room, I need to finesse this room. Am I going to go through the front door, back door, top door?
Yes.
So that's why I did radio production. So that exposed me to radio, being a producer, technical producer.
And really getting into
all
the
that
space
stuff.
in different
I just knew I'm going to get in.
Yeah. So I hear you talking about like your breakthrough moment isn't always what you think it'll be. So do you think you working as an intern at YFM was your breakthrough moment? Because, so when do you think your breakthrough moment was?
So I came to Joburg 2008, interned at Nemisa 2009. So the reason why I even interned at Nemisa, that gave me studio access. So I had demos for like 19 radio stations in South Africa. It got to a point where I realized that, hey, Joburg, you need to get a break somewhere else so Joburg can take notice of you.
Yes.
So I started sending my demos to East Coast, KFM, Heart FM, all these stations outside of GP. KFM came back to me. So now I was in between. Monday to Friday, I was doing my internship, fly down to Cape Town to do 3 to 6, 12 to 3 in the morning on KFM, fly back up to shoot Bonisa.
So how were you juggling all of this at the time?
It's just a dream. It's a passion. I knew that I want this. So my body was just a vehicle, you know.
So I hear you were talking about how this opportunity kind of just came to you. You know, it was them coming to your township and offering this opportunity to you. So if it wasn't for radio, what would you be doing?
I'd probably be working as a traffic cop, and then probably have 5 kids. With 2 baby mamas or 3.
So when you were young, you didn't have any aspirations of anything else?
I wanted to be a scientist, but that was just to make my dad happy when he asked me what I wanted to do. So I said a scientist always. Got to grade 10, I realized that physics ain't no joke.
It isn't.
Physics, maths was no joke. Then I knew like this wasn't for me, man. Like I just realized.
But I think a lot of young creatives are struggling with that. You know, how they have to go and study something else to make their parents happy. So how did you speak to your parents about wanting to pursue radio? Or was it kind of just like, opportunities here, I'm going to Joburg, I'm doing all these things? Or were your parents and your family supportive of this craft?
It was a totally different experience or career. So for them, the whole experience of this kid wanting to do this thing, already I was a black sheep in the family, man. Like there's certain things that I just didn't understand. For me, church was just number one, an institution that I'd question every Sunday. I remember the first time we went to church at some point, this woman literally was sitting in a wheelchair. She stood up, and then I was like, come on.
She stood up in a wheelchair?
Yeah, she stood up in a wheelchair. I was like, come on now. Come on, mom. Come on. And then one day, this woman started crying in church. Then I started laughing, you know? So it got to a point where my mom didn't want to take me to church because I started wearing my church clothes for any other day, wearing my church underwear for any other day. So I've always been the black sheep in the family because I've always had questions. My dad died when I was 10. So a part of me was like, oh, he's dead. I'm sad. But at least now I don't have to lie about being a scientist. My mom was just open to anything I wanted to do. She would come and listen to these 1-hour shows when I was doing radio. So Uba Wamncane, I don't know how you translate that in English.
No,
I'm still trying to figure that one out. But Wamncane, when I said I want to do radio, he just didn't get the concept of spending money to learn how to talk, to be inside the radio. It was just a foreign concept for the whole family. So I took an edu loan, came to Johannesburg, stayed at George Gwagwa hostel. And I appreciate that moment because my entry point in Johannesburg and getting into the city was through, I got to stay with people who had given up on life. And that was my that was my entry point in Joburg. You know, you take a part like it's in prison. It was just a traumatic experience, but I appreciate that because I know how the lowest of lowest feels like.
So was that like to you, I can't get to that point? Like there's no way.
I was already in that point. So I was in between two worlds, you know. I go to Nemisa and I meet these kids with bursaries. They're getting dropped off by their families. They're actually living in nice apartments. And I have to take a train at Park Station, go all the way to George Koch, pass a bridge where sometimes you'll find a note that says you just got to pray that you catch the earliest train.
And you just knew that this wasn't the life that you wanted.
Yeah, but I was...
You wanted more.
Yeah, no, I'm always present in every moment in my life.
True.
So I was present in this moment. Like, I am never coming back here again. You know? It was a 5 months experience. Met up with Usia, who I knew him from Monday, and we connected in Park Station. That's when my life started, when I stayed in Braamfontein.
Yeah, Bram is like the hub for creators right now. Ooh. Fashion creatives, content creators, YouTubers, it's kind of like the hub for it.
Yeah.
And you've also done a little bit of TV, a lot of bit of TV.
Quite a few,
TV versus radio, let's talk about that. Because I know a lot of people say there are similarities, but they are very different. So what are the differences between transitioning from radio to TV and from TV to radio? Because many people think, okay, because I'm good at radio, I can, do this TV thing, and vice versa. So what are the transitioning differences between the two? I'm
a big fan of respecting crafts. So when I made the decision in 2009 after a conversation with a friend of mine, Luthando, was like, bro, you need to try this TV thing out. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I joined an agency. I started doing extra work. Mubango, Rhythm City, Generations, making that 250. But for me, it was a learning moment because I wanted to learn the terminology, get to be familiar with the context and the setup.
And I think that's important.
Very important.
You need to be within to get the experience and not just...
And that also gave me room to network. Networking is more important. I just think people downplay networking. So that just opened me up to the industry and I was like, okay, cool, I'm ready. Now let me audition. Started doing auditions, got Bonesanani on ACBC1. The money was good for me. I was happy. And that was my entry point into TV. But the difference was in radio, it's very spontaneous. There's no rewind. There's no new take. There's none of this.
You have one shot.
Yeah, it's one shot.
And you have to get it right.
Exactly. With TV, you have an opportunity to try again. There's this script. For me, scripts are always easy because for as long as you remember the guidelines or the point that the director is trying to get across with the script, then it's easy to execute it. And then we started getting auto-cue. Auto-cue for me it makes you feel lazy because there's just all these words right before you and coming from a radio background. Yeah, and I just didn't like that.
Yeah.
So I guess the radio background comes in very handy. But I think the difference is also like TV has all these other technical sides to it that do exist in radio. It's just that with radio, there's no visual component to it, but that is changing with digital. Now, radio is becoming a 360 medium. And in radio, we're talking, it's singular.
Yeah.
It's welcome to the show. It's you. There's no, in TV, like, non emakaya, like it's welcoming to more than one person.
Yeah.
So that was the difference,
And you're thriving in radio right now. For most people who don't know, his talk show on YFM was actually nominated as one of the best drive shows in the afternoon. And you've also worked overseas and doing a live broadcast from London. So what do you think it is about your radio style or your personality that just draws people to you? Because people love listening to your voice. They love listening to what you have to say. So what do you think it is about yourself that has people so hooked?
I'm myself, I have my broken English moments. I own them. There's never been a moment that I've never shared with my listener. And I think because that transparency just consistently reminds the person listening that you're listening to a person. I think sometimes what normally happens with jocks, they start putting themselves on a higher pedestal, then it becomes a higher level kind of thing. I am offering content, and my content offering in most cases, let's say I do relatable radio, I tend to shy away from doing stats and surveys. But once you get into a drive format, that is required. So when it comes to content approach, it's always things that I'm going through, what the listeners are going through, what my team is going through. We put that into context and we share that on the radio, and everyone can relate to that.
And I think that's what draws people to you, the relatability.
Yes, I'm just myself, man.
Yeah.
Like I've never tried to be perfect, but when I have my moments where I feel like with this, you can't touch me, I shine there, with certain conversation pieces where I feel like maybe I'm not strong, you have to do so much research because the worst thing that could happen is being corrected by a listener on the air.
Yeah, that's
embarrassing.
A fear.
Yeah, embarrassing.
So a lot of our viewers that do watch Who Dat Wednesday are like upcoming artists. They're into the presenting space, the acting space. So what advice would you give someone who wants to get into radio and wants to get into TV presenting? Now I'm just going to take notes.
I think for you guys, it's a little bit easy.
You think so?
But at the same time, it's hard. I think the internet has made it a little bit easy for you guys to curate spaces for yourselves to build an audience base.
But I think the difficult part is the fact that everybody wants to do it. So it's like a very saturated community right now. So that's the difficult part that I'm finding particularly.
I just think in every industry, there's always going to be that situation. So many brands have tried to copy the Marie biscuit, but the Marie biscuit is still
the Marie biscuit.
Still the Marie biscuit. So many brands have tried to jack what Nike is doing, Adidas is doing, or Reebok is doing. But those brands will still thrive in the market because they're true to who they are.
Agreed.
People will forever be attracted to someone who's truly themselves. And I think that's what's coming out with the digital age. The kids that are truly themselves and are curating content
Especially on YouTube now.
On YouTube, even with Instagram. Those kids that are shining, the robot boys of this world, where I can go on and on and on. The reason why they are where they are is because they created their own lanes. And I think people tend to want to shift lanes. Figure out what am I about? What's my true point? What's my selling point? What's my my USP? Once you can figure that out, you'll shine.
But I think that's easier when it's your own platform. So it's like Instagram, it's your Instagram page. YouTube, it's your YouTube channel. But I think what also becomes difficult is when you want to approach a brand. Now you want to work on Metro FM, you want to work at YFM. They already have what their brand is, and do you align with that brand?
No, I would argue that point. Let's use Elaine as an example.
Okay.
Elaine drops a project. None of us knew about her. Her friends came together, mobilized, started sharing the music. The music started reaching new ears. We started getting wind of this music. The people started talking about this music. Mind you, at this point in time, there's no record label, there's no A&R, there's none of all these other facets that exist in a traditional artist. She shoots up to become one of the biggest artists in South Africa with R&B music. What did she do that no other artist did? She just did something that was unique and true to herself. And that's why she was able to come up the ladder to become an artist that's signed by Columbia. So what normally happens, what I think with the youngins this day, you tend to observe so much what's happening here and here. And you're like, yo, why is this one here? Why am I not moving?
Yeah.
Once you focus so much on your peripheral, you will never move forward because you're going to feeling like you're stuck.
And also comparing yourself to someone else's journey.
Our chapters are different. When I started in the game, there's so many people. When I moved far, they were at the back. When they moved like 100 steps forward. It's because when you are moving forward, you have no idea what work the other people are putting in. So we can't compare one another. And another thing is that the great thing now with social media is if you focus on your own craft, the metros of this world will want to take that and put it into their own platform.
Agreed.
For example, Mushe. Mushe's always been true to himself. Now he's with more flavor in the morning. Talent will always shine when you also work hard. But the youngins also need to understand talent is just not enough. It's not enough.
You have to have connections.
No, it's not even about connections.
What is it about?
It's about the hard work. It's the discipline. It's showing up on time. The kids these days, you guys just let me not speak in plural and make it seem like all the youngins are like that. But the more I interview the kids, the younger generation, you have one song that's blown up, you start being late for interviews. It's discipline. It's the small things. Now you have all these 50,000 dudes around you. For what? It doesn't make sense. It's the discipline. It's forgetting the bigger purpose. It's you not being present in the moment. You're present in the futuristic moment that hasn't happened as yet. You are not taking care of the core business of the business that you're in. Most of these kids have songs playing on the radio. They're not registered with Sambro. They don't know the structures that exist in the world of music. Your song is just playing. Someone can go and register the song and take all your money.
But also,
you're living off gigs.
I think we also are not exposed to all of that we need to know.
What's that on your hand?
A cell phone.
What is it? It's a smartphone. Edu said this. I work with Edu on the BBC. We're working in a generation where information is so easily accessible, but the people are starting to sound dumber and dumber. And it hit me. That phone is not to call people and be on Instagram and be on Facebook and be on YouTube only. You'll be surprised what else will be on the internet when you want it. But people want to consistently get information. I don't know how, it's like the books are everywhere. If you Google right now, how do I get paid for my music? Trust me, there's so many pages that will pull up. How do I record a radio demo? There's so many videos that will come up. There's no question. Sometimes you'll Google, where are my keys? And you're probably going to get an app that will help you. So when you find your keys, you can actually put your, what is that thing I use right now on my thing?
But you have to know what to Google. So like you were saying, a lot of artists don't know that you need to be under something to have your song be played on the radio.
You don't. Elaine was not part of any structure when she blew up. Reese was not with any other structure when he blew up until he met Ambitious. You put in the hours, you create your fan base. Your fan base will put you on to guys like us who live on the net to find you guys. There's people whose job is me. I'm not an A&R, but my job is to to find the Blackies of this world, to find the Lucas Raps of this world, to find these kids that have potential to challenge the AKAs and Caspers of this world. That's our role as DJs.
But do you think the industry is open to something different and something new?
Yes. Every year, we see kids getting a chance to peak, to get into the space. But what else are you doing? Costa Titch was one of the hardest working artists last year. Easily putting in work, putting in content, choreography. All this work, you know what I mean, has gotten to this point. Nasty C, hard-working dude. Never been scared to drop labels and to get to where he is at this present moment. Guys, talent is not enough. You can be the most talented person in the room, but if you're not working hard as the dude who's not the most talented as you will still be complaining next year, but he's going to be there for it. Your talent is not enough.
That is so deep.
The phone
and very informative as well.
And also with this generation, the truth is hate. It's not hate. It's a conversation. And what I'm loving with this very guys are very honest. You're very frank. You're very vocal. You're very robust with your opinions. You're very... Use that with your dreams.
And we have the platform for that now.
Y'all are the YouTube generation, the SoundCloud generation. These are platforms that didn't exist 10 years ago.
Agreed.
And that is changing the platform of the game. You know what I mean? Look at this. No one is over 30 in this room, or 35. That's the future.
We are the future.
You know what I mean?
So as Sabby said, we are the future, and we have all the resources and the information at our fingertips, literally at our fingertips. And all we have to do is utilize that to kind of build our brand and what we really want to do. So thank you for that. I really needed to hear that, because I think we're quick to always have excuses. Even now, I was like, but, you know, but I'm really happy for that conversation, and I'm really glad we had this conversation. And kind of to wrap up our interview, we have a few games that we play on Who Dat Wednesday.
Do they have alcohol?
No, they don't. This is a PG-rated show, eh?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, kind of relax. Kind of relax. Okay, so we have a few games on Who Dat Wednesday just to, you know, lighten up the vibe. It's not very much business and your career and all of that. So just to kind of lighten up the mood. So are you ready for these games?
Yes, ma'am. Bring it.
Okay, so the first game that we play is called Song Association. Okay, I'm sure you've probably heard about it on YouTube.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just refreshing my playlist. Okay.
So basically how this game works is that I'm going to give you a word and you have 10 seconds to sing a song with that word in it.
Oh, I think I was watching my Sebo do this. Okay.
And that should be easy for you because, like, you work on radio.
That's
so
the thing.
Music pumping all the time.
Oh my gosh, okay.
Okay, so you get a point if you get it correct, but you have to, like, sing it.
Woo! Finally, I'm going to showcase my singing abilities.
Okay, are you ready? Do we have the timer ready?
Oh my gosh, why am I nervous?
It's not that bad.
The thing is
don't think about it too much. That's the trick.
The thing is, people don't know, on weekends, I listen to music I never get to listen to.
So that's great.
So in my head,
this game.
I was listening to. Yeah, okay.
Okay, are you ready?
All right, let's go.
So, once I say the word, the timer will start. Okay?
Okay, no, I'm waiting for this. Sorry. I'm waiting for it.
Okay, so the first word is cold.
Cold. Baby, it's cold outside.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Yeah. Baby, it's cold outside.
Okay, that was quick. That was quick. Okay.
Thank you.
The next word is probably your fave. Okay. Liquor.
Oh, come on! Oh my gosh.
Time is ticking. And time is up. I feel like that was a simple one though.
I think I was overthinking it.
Definitely. The trick of this game is
T-Pain has a song with liquor.
Not think about it too much.
T-Pain has a song with liquor.
Okay, we're moving on.
Also has a song with liquor.
The next word is love.
Love. I just called to say I love you.
Such a throwback.
It's a Sunday. I heard this song this morning. Okay.
The fourth word. This is 4 out of 7. Okay. The next word is still.
Still. I still remember the first time we met when I kissed and I told you I love you. It's still.
Oh, that's my song. That's my song. Okay, so that's still Bye to Me if y'all want to go listen to my favorite song. Okay, so the next word is go.
Go. Go. Go. Go. Go. And in the count of 3. Go. 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 There we go.
Okay, the second last word is please.
Oh, that's Cardi B and freaking Bruno Mars. Please. Oh, come on, Cardi B.
You have to sing it.
Please, me, something. Oh, Cardi B, Bruno Mars.
Okay, fine, I'll give it.
Can I get half?
Okay, half a mark. 0.5.
Please me, yes.
Tease me, baby. Turn around and just tease me, baby. Okay, the last and final word is heart.
Heart. Heart.
Heart.
Holy fudge. Heart. Baby face.
Time is up. Hey, that wasn't too bad though.
Heart.
That wasn't too bad.
Why did I
You got 5 out of 7.
I think those are the easy ones. Liquor and heart. I should have. Yeah.
Okay, so the second game we have is actually one of my favorites. Well, is my favorite on the show, and it's called Think Fast.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and you have 30 seconds to answer as many as you can in those 30 seconds.
Is it correct answers or anything?
Okay, this is the trick to the game, right? It's about not thinking about it too much. So there's no right or wrong answer. You just answer immediately what comes to mind.
Okay.
So it's not, even the questions are like totally random, and you'll be like, what does that even mean? But
like whoever milked the cow for the first time, what were they doing?
Yes, exactly. Okay. So it's fast paced, immediately what's on your mind, doesn't have to make sense or be right. Are you ready?
Shoot the shoot.
Can we get the time set?
Is that a question? Oh, sorry, yes. I was ready.
30 seconds on the clock.
All right.
In 3, 2, 1, let's go. What did you order on Take-A-Lot last night?
Oh, I didn't order anything.
What's your go-to pickup line?
You full of games.
Where's Cabello?
Which Cabello?
Where's the Soccer World Cup this year?
Is there even going to be a World Cup this year?
How long is a fisherman's minute?
You? That's my answer. Sorry.
What's over there?
A bunch of people.
Say something serious.
This country needs change.
Okay. That was good. That was actually really good. So you got 7 questions in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And that's one of like the top scores that we have on Who Dat Wednesday.
Radio guys.
So I think you can get a round of applause.
Yeah.
Well, I really enjoyed playing those games, and I enjoyed having you on Who Dat Wednesday. Thank you for letting us into your career and kind of just giving us some advice and aspiring young TV presenters as well as radio presenters. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, guys. Thanks for the invite. Yeah. I don't know what to say anymore. It's always weird when I have to close it up. Thank you very much for everyone who supported my years at YFM. This is actually my first month out of Y, so it's going to be so weird. But yeah, thank you very much.
Good luck on what you have next and your future endeavors. Please do drop down your social media links so that we know where to keep up with you and to see what you have planned.
Just go to djsabby.com. Everything is right there, you know. So yes, thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Well, thank you to everyone who tuned into today's show. Be sure to check out our social media at @thenevs_ to keep posted with what we have next. My name is Shawty, and I'm signing out.